Imagine waking up one day to find a brand new tooth growing in your mouth, replacing the one you lost years ago. Sounds like science fiction, right? Well, what if I told you that by 2030, this could actually become reality? Scientists in Japan have developed a groundbreaking drug called TRG-035 that could literally regrow your lost teeth. No implants, no dentures, just your own natural teeth growing back like they did when you were a kid. Today, we're diving deep into this revolutionary medical breakthrough that could change dentistry forever. Let's get into it. Here's something you probably didn't know. Approximately 5% of adults lose at least one permanent tooth between ages 20 and 64. By age 50, the average American has lost 12 teeth, including wisdom teeth. And worldwide, millions of people suffer from tooth loss due to injury, disease, or genetic conditions. Until now, your only options were dental implants, bridges, or dentures. These solutions work, but they're expensive, sometimes uncomfortable, and they're not your real teeth. But here's where it gets interesting. Japanese researchers have discovered something remarkable. We all have dormant teeth buds in our jaws. These are like sleeping seeds that have the potential to grow into teeth, but something is blocking them. And that's exactly what TRG-035 targets. So how does this actually work? Let me break down the science in a way that makes sense. Your body produces a protein called USAG1, which essentially acts as a brake on tooth growth. Think of it like a security guard that says, "No more teeth allowed after your adult teeth come in." This made sense evolutionarily, because you don't want teeth growing uncontrollably. But what the team at Kyoto University Medical Research Institute discovered is that if you block this USAG1 protein, you can reactivate those dormant tooth buds. It's like removing the security guard and allowing the construction crew to build. TRG-035 is a monoclonal antibody drug that does exactly this. It's administered through an IV injection, and it specifically targets and neutralizes the USAG1 protein. Once that happens, your body's natural tooth development process can kick in again. In their animal studies, they tested this on mice and ferrets that were missing teeth. The results were stunning. The drug successfully triggered the growth of new teeth where there were none before. Not fake teeth, not implants, actual biological teeth with roots, enamel, everything. Dr. Katsu Takahashi, the lead researcher, has been working on this for over 15 years. This isn't some startup with a wild idea. This is serious, peer-reviewed science backed by rigorous testing. Now here's where things get really exciting. In September 2024, TRG-035 entered human clinical trials in Japan. This is phase 1, which means they're primarily testing for safety in a small group of people. The initial trial is focused on adults who are congenitally missing teeth, a condition called toothagenesis, where people are born without certain permanent teeth. About 1% of the population has this condition, and it can seriously impact quality of life. If phase 1 goes well, they'll move to phase 2, testing effectiveness on a larger group, and then phase 3 for even broader trials. The research team is aiming for the drug to be available to the public by 2030. Now, let's be realistic here. That 2030 date isn't a guarantee. Drug development is complex, expensive, and full of potential setbacks. Many drugs that look promising in animal trials don't make it through human trials. But the fact that this has progressed this far is genuinely remarkable. The initial application will likely be for people with congenital tooth absence. But if successful, the technology could eventually expand to other forms of tooth loss, whether from cavities, gum disease, or injury. So what would this actually mean for the world if it works? First, the dental industry would be completely transformed. The global dental implant market is worth over $4 billion annually. If people can simply regrow their own teeth, the need for implants, bridges, and dentures could plummet. That's a massive disruption. Instead of paying thousands of dollars for a single implant, you might get an injection that helps your body do what it already knows how to do. The recovery would likely be more natural, and you'd have your own tooth, not a foreign object in your mouth. There are also interesting questions about insurance coverage, accessibility, and cost. Will this be affordable? Will it be covered by dental insurance? These are questions that will need to be addressed. And here's something to consider. What about children? Some kids lose teeth prematurely due to accidents or disease. Could this technology help them regrow those teeth before their adult teeth would normally come in? The possibilities are fascinating. But let's pump the brakes for a moment and talk about the challenges. First, we don't yet know if this will work in humans the way it worked in animals. Human biology is more complex, and our teeth are different from those of mice and ferrets. Second, there are questions about control. How do you ensure the tooth grows in the right position and orientation? How do you prevent multiple teeth from growing in one spot? These are problems the researchers are working to solve. Third, there's the question of timing. Regrowing a tooth isn't like getting an implant installed in a few hours. It could take months for a tooth to fully develop, just like it did when you were young. Are people willing to wait that long? And finally, there's cost. Developing new drugs is incredibly expensive, and that cost often gets passed to patients. Even if this technology works, it might not be affordable for everyone right away. We also need more data on long-term effects. What happens if you block USAG1 repeatedly? Are there side effects we don't know about yet? These are critical questions that the clinical trials will hopefully answer. Here, the bottom line. TRG-035 represents one of the most exciting developments in regenerative medicine we've seen in years. The idea that we could regrow entire organs, starting with teeth, opens up possibilities we've only dreamed about. If this works, it won't just change dentistry. It could pave the way for regrowing other body parts. Scientists are already researching similar approaches for hair, organs, and even limbs. Teeth might just be the beginning. Will you be regrowing your lost teeth by 2030? Maybe. The science is promising. The trials are underway, and the researchers are optimistic. But we need to wait for the clinical trial results before we get too excited. One thing's for sure, the future of medicine is looking a lot more regenerative than anyone expected. What do you think? Would you try a tooth regrowing drug if it became available? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this fascinating, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content on cutting-edge science and technology. Until next time, keep smiling. And who knows, maybe you'll have a few extra reasons to smile in the near future.